Hey,
That was easy.
let's do the easy button for how you're going to use ChatGPT Plus in 2024. This is Tina Lorenz. I'm your ChatGPT whisperer, your mindset shifter, and your transformational business coach. And I'm here today to take you on a tour of ChatGPT Plus. And I'm going to tell you 10 ways that you can utilize and leverage the power of ChatGPT and why you should. Now, if you're new to ChatGPT, maybe you've been hearing, oh, there's a free version and we ought to go use it. And maybe that's okay for you to get started with 3.5. But what I'm going to recommend right off the bat is that you're going to get your paid level of ChatGPT Plus, which is ChatGPT4 as of the time of this recording. Now, also the time of this recording, ever since November 6th of 2023, when OpenAI upgraded ChatGPT to ChatGPT4 and added a whole lot of amazing new features to it, they got flooded with people using it. And so right now, as of this moment, you can't just go and just sign up for the paid level. The paid level is around $20 a month US at the time of this recording. And so you need to go there and get on the waiting list. You go to openai.com and sign up to be on the waiting list for the paid level of ChatGPT Plus. Then you need to check it on a regular basis. And when they say it's go time, get in there, get your subscription. It's one of the smartest decisions you could make for your business, especially because you're going to use it. If you use it like I do, every single day. Now, why should you be using ChatGPT? Well, there's no turning back, folks. ChatGPT came to life for us as far as our public consumption of it at the beginning of 2023. And as of November 6th, they've upgraded it several times. And now it's run by Turbo. ChatGPT Plus has the ability to search the internet, to go and get resources for you, to be able to create images. On the mobile versions, it has both sound and the ability to see and hear. That's not on desktop yet, but you can do that with your phones. And so it's such an essential tool in any aspect of your business. Now, look, when I first started with ChatGPT, I was a skeptic, one of the biggest skeptics ever, because my programs involved mentoring and teaching and copywriting, marketing strategy, all of the things. And my thought was, what's anybody going to do with copywriting now with ChatGPT if it just does everything for you? Well, here's the first thing, or maybe the second. It doesn't do everything for you. You need to be able to lead the way. However, the more I researched ChatGPT, the more I used ChatGPT, the more I was, mind blown. Literally something I hadn't said in about 20 years, because it's amazing what it can do and how fast it can do it. And I'm going to show you that today. So here's the thing. It's not going away. AI, artificial intelligence, is just on the rise, and it's going to be everywhere in 2024. And if you don't get on board with what you can do with, especially with ChatGPT Plus, you're going to get left behind eventually, because there's going to be so much momentum behind it, you're not going to be able to catch up if you suddenly decide you're going to show up later in the game. And a lot of folks are thinking, well, I don't need to use it. But here's the thing. When I started understanding how far and how fast we could go with writing marketing copy, really effective communication, even better and faster than we did before when we used ChatGPT as our collaborator, that's when I really became an evangelist for ChatGPT Plus. And now I use it in my copywriting mentoring programs because it'll help you learn so much faster. But you do need to understand the basic foundations of copywriting and marketing strategy to be able to ask intelligent questions of ChatGPT Plus. It's context. It needs something to work with. And so you've heard the term garbage in, garbage out. And the same with ChatGPT Plus. You want to put good stuff in, you're going to get good stuff out. But it's beyond the obvious. It's not just grab some prompts and away we go, folks. Okay, and I'm going to show you some of the reasons why today, but I'm also going to show you how to use it. There's a lot of different kind of tips and hacks and strategies for how you can use it most effectively and to help you get started as quickly as possible. So I recommend, if you have it, go ahead and open it now. I'll wait. Okay, open it now and do some of these things that I'm going to do along with me. And if you don't have your ChatGPT Plus account right this very minute, come back to this video, watch it again, stop it as you need to, and just go through the steps I'm going to show you today. Okay, let's get going. All right, here is my ChatGPT Plus, and I've got it open right now with all like my many things over here in the left margin. And these are the previous conversations that I've had with ChatGPT. Now, the way you have a conversation is to put in a prompt, and I'll be showing you exactly how that works, but not quite yet. I'm going to take that out. I've got a prompt that I was going to play with in just a second, but let's start with this. Go to the bottom on the left-hand side, and you're probably not going to have as many conversations as I do, but when you get to the bottom right here, you're going to see your name, right? If you've signed up for your paid account, you're going to see your name. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to see settings, custom instructions, a couple other things here. But right now, what we want to look at is custom instructions. So click on custom instructions, and here's mine. Mine are already filled out. When you go to custom instructions, mine's already filled out, but you're going to see two empty boxes here for what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses, and here, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? This is going to be empty when you first go and look at it. And so when you hover over it with your mouse like this, you're going to get thought starters from ChatGPT. Where are you based? What do you do for work? What are your hobbies and interests? What subjects can you talk about for hours? What are some goals you have? Now, these are just general ideas, thought starters, as they are called, to get you filling in your custom instructions for ChatGPT. If you look here in the lower left corner, you can have up to 1,500 characters. It's actually quite a bit. As you'll see, here's mine. That's 1,500 characters. Short, just a little short. Mine is 1,487. And if you want, we can hide the tips. Okay, we don't have to see them, but there they are. There's a little eyeball right there that you can, if you need some help getting started. What I recommend if you're using this, especially for your business, is that you're going to tell ChatGPT about yourself, your business, what your goals are, what your mission is, kind of people you serve. It doesn't have to be long, eloquent sentences, but just give it the facts, like bullet point facts about how you want ChatGPT to respond to you based on what you do. So it will weave these into the responses it gives to you. So for example, I say I've been online for almost 2 decades as a freelance copywriter and marketing strategist. I teach copywriting and marketing strategies. And I go through and list my programs, my Authentic Copy Accelerator, BioBuilder Secrets, the Accelerated Entrepreneur, my signature program where I mentor people in how to write for a marketing funnel, how to change their thinking, how to create an online business. People that I've written for like Frank Kern and Russell Brunson, and launches I've done like Mind Movies. So I've given all this information to ChatGPT in my custom instructions, because then when it answers me, it's going to draw on that information and consider it and in the mix when it's answering my questions. Now, the next part of custom instructions is, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? And again, we can go over here and get some ideas. Do you want it to be casual or formal? How long or short should the answers be? How do you want to be addressed? And do you want it to give you topic opinions or remain neutral? And so I have actually asked for opinions on topics because I want it to help me weigh out pros and cons and different aspects of consideration when I'm talking to it. I've told it I want it to be casual, short sentences, short paragraphs, and told it you can call me Tina or ChatGPT Tina if you want to. And I'm interested in some of its opinions on thoughtful feedback. The language should be warm, friendly, encouraging. And I've told it some things not to say. Like there's some very typical ChatGPT type language that kind of is a red flag for if you're using it in your responses, like this is the game changer, or this is the cherry on top, or this type of thing that ChatGPT kind of says overuses. So I've literally told it, don't say things like that. Don't say cheesy things. Don't be hypey. I don't want super hypey conversation or output from it. So this is what I have in my how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Then you just have this button right here. If I toggle it off, you see it looks gray. If I toggle it on, it's green. That means it's going to be working. Enable for new chats. So this means ChatGPT is going to quote, remember what I've got here every time we have a conversation. And this is faded out because I didn't change anything. But if I were, let's just put an S there just so I have something to change. Then you're going to say save. You're going to click that green button. You're going to save it. And now you've got custom instructions ready to go in ChatGPT. So that's thing one. I've got a little note here so that I don't forget some of the things I want to tell you. Get that paid version, custom instructions. Now, one of the things you might want to do, especially if you're sharing a screen or you have other people looking at your ChatGPT with you just like this, see this little tiny gray line right here? When I go away, it just looks like a little line. When I get up to it, it looks like a tiny little arrow and it says close sidebar. So when you click on that, you can move your sidebar out of the way so you can't see it anymore. And then when you want to see it again, we just go back over here and there's the tiny little arrow again right here going the other way and you open sidebar. Now I do a lot of screen sharing because I do a lot of mentoring and coaching. And I don't always want everybody to see what I've been working on with my ChatGPT because all the names are over here on the left. And I'm going to get to a brand new thing that just came out that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. But first, let's talk about what your conversations are called. So when you start a conversation with ChatGPT, a new chat, you'd go up here to where this little pencil is and click on it. And that will kind of zero it out, give you the empty screen of how can I help you today? And here it says ChatGPT4, that's your paid level. There's a little down arrow right there. And if you click on it, you're going to see ChatGPT 3.5 if you want to kind of save your time. I really don't care for 3.5. It feels so superficial to me. I really rarely ever use it. A couple of times I've accidentally used it and I noticed immediately that the quality was way less. Now, right now, the paid level of ChatGPT limits 40 messages in 3 hours. And I have to admit, I've been putting time out before with ChatGPT because I use it all the time. And so if that happens, you just have to pause for a few hours and then it'll be available to you yet again. But this is one of the aspects of having the paid level is that you you have priority, even during the busy times, so to speak. And it's been very busy times. That's why right now there's a wait list for joining the paid level. I was saying for months, get the paid level, get the paid level. Hey, get the paid level. The problem is a lot of people didn't do it. And so now they're on the wait list. So, okay, so you're in ChatGPT4 and you're going to start your conversation right down here, right there. You see this little paper clip? That's so that you can add documents or things to it if you want to. Some of the stuff's a little more advanced. We're not going to do all of that right this minute, but this is where you start your conversation. So you could say, they act as my marketing coach and help me with 5 ideas for standing out with my online coaching business for women over 40 who are, what should we say they are? Artists. Let's do that. Yeah, we're just making one up. So you put your conversation right there in the bottom. This is where you're going to start your prompt. I just call it having a conversation. So we're going to hit the go time here. Here we go. Send message. And we're going to give it a minute and ChatGPT is going to answer and see how it's saying, hey, Tina, because it's in my custom instructions. So it addresses me by name. And so I've asked it for 5 ideas for standing. I'm pretending as if I were an online coach for women over 40 who are artists. And here we go. That's a new one right there, right now. That little pencil right there. I've never seen that before. And I'm not sure what it does. Save and submit. Okay, we'll figure that one out later. But here's the answers. Showcase success stories, leverage content marketing, host virtual art shows, utilize ChatGPT and AI in unique ways, build a strong community. So this is the kind of stuff you can do. You can ask ChatGPT for anything to do about your life, your business. You can ask it for a recipe. You can ask it how to spell a word. And instead of just taking it at face value, also, we can look at, okay, so how would I do that? Leverage content marketing, create valuable content. It's like find your artistic voice after 40. So I'm going to say, well, number 2 is interesting. Can you give me 3 more ways to do this? And let's see what it says. So go deeper, go the next level with your question to ChatGPT. And see, it answers so fast, you just have to hurry up and scroll down the page, and there's your answer. And so it's going deeper into number 2, which was how to get yourself out there, how to get your content out there. So interactive workshops, ebooks or guides, regular blog series or newsletters. You can just keep going deeper and deeper with ChatGPT. But we'll talk more about that later. But right now, I want you to see exactly how you begin the conversation. So it's right here at the bottom of the page where it says message ChatGPT. So you're having your conversation. And if you'll notice then on the left side here, it's giving me just a generic name. It is given it AI enhanced ideas for marketing, and probably says as an artist. I don't know what the whole thing says yet. Let's see. And so what we want to do, let's just say I really wanted to save this conversation. You can rename it. Okay. So you're in where the title was, and let me go back here. Here, I got to show you again. Okay. So you're where the title is. See the 3 dots. There's 3 dots right there. You're going to click on the 3 dots. You're going to click on rename, little pencil that says rename. Now it's available for you to edit. And so we'll just say chat, and I don't want it all uppercase. And I'm just going to call it ChatGPT for art business. But let's just say I have this whole long line of things and I want to be able to find it quickly. Let's just say I thought this was really an important conversation. And so in the renaming, right here at the beginning of it, I'm going to add, just like you would in an email or anything else, I'm going to add an emoji. And I'm just going to make a purple ball right there and then hit return. Now, see how the name has the emoji at the beginning? Look how easy it is to find it. I've renamed it and I've done a little emoji to make sure that I can find it easily. And when we look down my list of other things, you see I have some other ones, inclusive language. I have one here for resizing photos when I make images with Dolly. Here's one for opt-in and emails. So I put a little mailbox. These are ones, and here's entrepreneurship after 50. So I put a megaphone there. And so you can see I have some other emojis on the margin there. So for ones I want to be able to find quickly. And so that's how you would be saving your conversations. They save automatically, but you can rename them and you can pick up your conversation again. So let's say I wanted to talk about revamping, let's see, how AI memory mirrors humans. And this was a neuroscience article that I was reading. And I asked ChatGPT for some opinions about it. And so if I want to go back to that, I just click on that and I'm right back in the conversation. And one of the things that happened with the upgrade in November 6th is that it has more capacity. ChatGPT can, quote, remember, we'll put this in human terms, not sciencey, techie terms, but it can remember much more and take in much more information than it used to be able to do. Now you can give it as much information it would be in a 300-page book. And before it was only a few thousand words that it had the capacity for it to be able to, you'd have to keep reminding it. So I can come back to this conversation that I might have had several weeks ago, and I could say, hey, let's continue our convo on this topic. And I could just like kind of wake it up and it says, sure, let's go deeper. And it's repeating some of the things. Human-like learning and memory abilities can be a powerful asset in various aspects of business. And it's picking right up where we left off and giving me a kind of an opinion, an overview. Look at it go. Just for me saying, it's kind of like saying, hey, wake up, let's talk about this again. So that's another thing you can do. Now, okay, let's say I want to keep this conversation that I think, okay, this part that it just said, I just really love this. So see that tiny little clipboard? I'm going to click it again so you can see it right here, right under the current conversation, that little tiny rectangle. If you look at it closely, it looks like a tiny little clipboard. And when you do that and the check mark appears, now you can copy and paste that part of the conversation into a new document. So you could do it into a Word document, into an email. You are still going to have to format it. It might have extra spacing. If it was something bolded, you're going to see asterisks instead of the bolded letters. So you're going to have to go in and bold it yourself. But it's way easier than it used to be. It used to be really literally had to copy and paste and put it somewhere else and reformat it. Especially if you were using a Mac, it had like gray shading and it had boxes around everything. You had to figure out how to undo all of that. But over the course of its first year of life, ChatGPT has improved so much that now there's this easy way to copy and paste. So that's another thing I was going to show you. You can copy and paste the content that you get from ChatGPT so that you can go ahead and edit it, do whatever you want to it, and go ahead and put it in a Word doc or a Google Doc or whatever document you want to put it into. Now, speaking of this sidebar and holy smokes, look at all these conversations I've had with it. And that's only part of them. I've deleted some and I've saved some, because now what you can do, and this is very, very recent, hot off the press, if we go to our custom instructions again and we look at settings and beta. Okay, so you've clicked on your name, you're looking at settings and beta, and you click on that, and this box will open up. And what's new now is this archive chats. Okay. And then you click on manage. And if you click on manage, look at how many I've archived. I just did this today, that I've archived all these conversations. And you could either throw them in the trash, delete the conversation, or unarchive. So let's say I have a topic here on dog boarding, opt-ins for a dog boarding business. Let's say I want to unarchive it. It's not showing up in that left margin anymore. It's hidden in the archive, but I want to go back to the conversation. So I click on that to unarchive it and it disappears. And look where it just now appeared. If we look closely, just as I did that, it appeared right here. It's still grayed out a little because I've got this open, but right here at the top, there's my dog boarding conversation brought back to life so I could continue having that conversation. So you just go again to your custom instructions, into settings, and you'll see your archive chats and you can manage them. Now, how do I put it into being archived, right? Maybe you're wondering about that. So let's take a look at that. So let's say my AI memory mirrors humans, right? My second conversation here. Go back to your three dots, just like this, click on them, and there you see archive chat in the drop down. See archive chat? Just click on that, and it is now disappearing from here. There it went, no longer in the left margin anymore, because now it has been archived. So if I wanted to get back to it, go back down to your name, go back to settings and beta, go back to archive chats, hit manage, and there it is right there at the top, because I just archived it a minute ago. So that's how that works. And so I've still got a long way to go to clean up my left margin, because I've got so much stuff that I need to archive. But that's just one. And there's delete all chats. I never do that. And I don't recommend that if you're going to be doing very much with it. And then there's these beta features. So let's talk about this one. Again, we're in the settings and we clicked on beta features instead of general. General is where we saw archive chat. Okay, the next one in line is beta features. So we're going to click on that and see how I have it on for what? Plugins. Okay, so what are plugins? Well, let's take a look. So that's, if you want to use any, first you have to turn on the plugins, just like I showed you in beta features in your settings, which you find down by your name. And you click on those three dots. So now that I've turned on plugins, if I wanted to use any in a conversation, there they are, plugins. Okay, so you'd click on plugins, and now it's going to show you which ones you have signed up for. And you can have as many as 3 activated. Now, how do I get plugins? Well, you're going to go one step further here. You're going to go to the plugin store. So you click on the plugin store, and they're free, and they will be loaded instantly. And so there's pages and pages of plugins. I only use a few, and I only use ones that have been recommended to me because I don't have time to experiment with 1,000 different plugins, right? And you can only use 3 at a time. And so let's just say I wanted to install AI PDF. That's super fast, interactive chats with PDFs of any size. So this is a plugin that allows ChatGPT to read the PDF that you might give it. So if I click the green button right here and say install, just wait like a couple of seconds. It's installing it right now. And now it says uninstall. That means it has been installed. And so we're going to close this. And here's my plugins. Remember, I got my plugins right there. And I'm looking here and I have the cursor down. And what am I going to find? Right there's the one I just installed. That's how fast it was. And it's equally fast to uninstall if you decide you don't want to use it. Now, the thing is, and I do have another one called Ask Your PDF. So I could just check mark. See, it's saying 3 enabled. It can only do 3 at a time. So we're going to uncheck that one and check that one. And now AI PDF that I just installed is activated. Let's look down the line and see what else I've got. Vox Script is one I really like. I recommend Vox Script. And I also really like Web Pilot. What these both do, this can research YouTube transcripts. It can web browse and search and go find things for you. Web Pilot also can browse PDFs, web pages, all these things. This comes in very handy if you want to do research, if you're a copywriter, if you're doing research on your avatar, if you're doing research on a potential market that you might want to be in, or a product that you might want to promote, or something you want to create. You're going to do research, and you can do it now in ChatGPT by activating your plugins, and you'll know it's activated because it'll say it right there. And let's just say we want to, what are three recipes for chocolate cake with some chili in it. Okay, so I'm here in the Southwest, so let's have a little bit of spice in our chocolate cake. So I'm asking for 3 recipes for chocolate cake with some chili in it. And let's see what happens because I have my plugins activated. Now here it's just going to give me the recipes right here. Well, that's pretty nice. But now these sound pretty good, tasty actually. But if you wanted to use your plugins, you could literally say, and sometimes it does it automatically, sometimes not. So you could say using my plugins, please find 3 more. Okay. And so remember, I've got ChatGPT plugins. I've got 3 of them activated. I'm saying using my plugins, please find 3 more and hit go. And let's see what happens when it starts using the plugins. So it's going to take a minute. I got to see the green box. It says using Vox Script, which is that is this plugin that's up here at the top of the page. And you see a little wheel turning when it's using it. And so here it comes. 3 more intriguing recipes for chocolate cake with chili. Chocolate chili cake. And it tells you where it's from food.com, chocolate chili cake by Daisy Martinez on the Food Network, and chocolate chili cake from cakecentral.com. And what I love about this, look at this. We have the links. Because of this plugin, we can go to wherever the resources that it found, and maybe we want to check on that. And sometimes it actually gives you like the image from the site, not all the time, but sometimes. So this one, we got the chocolate chili cake from Cake Central. So any of these, I can click on this, the image, or I can click on the URL that it gave us. So let's try it. Okay, so let's click on the image. Sometimes these are clickable and sometimes they're not. So if they're not, just copy and paste. But here we go. Chocolate chili cake. We're at Cake Central. There's our recipe. Looks pretty simple. You just add a couple of things to a chocolate cake mix in a box. Sounds pretty good. Okay, so there's our resource for that. And we can go back into ChatGPT. They're right there. And sometimes these should be clickable. Right now, they don't seem to be for whatever reason. So you can just copy and paste them and take a look. And so that's how you use plugins, right? And, maybe I will keep this conversation. That sounded pretty tasty. Okay, so that's how we use plugins. All right, let's just say, hey, my great Aunt Tilly wants to know about these chocolate cake recipes. I need to send these to her. All right, so let's look up in the right-hand corner of your conversation right here. Do you see this arrow that's pointing up? Click on that, and it's going to share link to chat. Now, you can share this even with someone who does not have ChatGPT. Think of it as copying and pasting. Think of it as a screenshot. They're just going to get exactly what happened in this conversation. And so here is the conversation. What are 3 recipes for chocolate cake? And so you can scroll right through it. This is the conversation I just had with ChatGPT. Right? It says what date I had it on, the whole bit. And let's take a look what these 3 dots are going to do is we can share our name. So you can say, it's from your favorite niece or whatever. And so it's not going to be an active conversation. They're not going to be able to come into your ChatGPT account. They're not going to see anything else in your ChatGPT account. All you have to do is copy the link. Click on that green button right there. Now you've got a link that's on your clipboard. And let's just say you're in Zoom or you want to put it in an email, just go there and copy and then hit paste. And the link link for this conversation is going to show up for the person you're sending it to. This makes it really easy. Or if you're in a coaching program and you were having a coaching call, I use this all the time in my Accelerated Entrepreneur program. When I critique copy, I critique it in the group using ChatGPT Plus and doing a screen share and using their Google Doc. I show them exactly what needs to change and why. And it can get very extensive because a lot of times we go even further into the prompts of what could we do next and what would happen if we added this, this type of thing. I work with ChatGPT in collaboration when I'm critiquing, and then I share the whole conversation with you. If you were in my coaching program, my mentoring program, you're going to get the whole conversation of what were the prompts? What did I say? Why did I say it? And how can you then just take that and create new copy based on that critique? You know what happens? People learn really fast. Their copy gets good really fast. And this is just another really great feature of ChatGPT. Okay, now it's time, and I'm going to hide this sidebar so we're not all distracted, and we're going to start a new conversation by clicking on the little pencil. And let's take a look at actually, I am going to open this because I want to see some of the ideas I had done earlier. I actually asked ChatGPT for some starter prompts for people just learning how to use it. And look at this: general knowledge, creative writing, practical scenarios, learning and tutoring. And so then I wrote, and this is me where the pink dot is, that's me talking to ChatGPT. What about something pertaining to being entrepreneurial? And so I often do this. I collaborate with ChatGPT. So how about this? It said, sure. How about generate 5 unique business ideas for an online retail store, or outline a digital marketing strategy for a new health and wellness app, or and it'll tell you why we're doing this. And so let's find a good one. Okay, let's go with what are some common challenges? Because I work with people, and I'm going to copy, and we're going to paste it right into this conversation, the prompt that I just got from ChatGPT. So I'm collaborating with ChatGPT for a prompt, right? What are some common challenges faced by first-time entrepreneurs, and how can they be overcome? Let's take a look at what ChatGPT has to say about that. We'll see if I agree. Because one of the things I do is I work with people that are moving into being entrepreneurs, especially if you've been in corporate or a traditional job and you have decades of experience. And I help you find your purpose so that you can channel that into what you do in a business. So you create a meaningful and impactful, soul-aligned business for yourself based on what you truly love and are called to do. And we work with ChatGPT to do this even faster. So here's the answers. Limited resources. First-time entrepreneurs often have limited funds and manpower. This is why I like to work with people who already have some decades of experience, because you're ready to go and you may have the funds that have a little cushion so you can get started in your entrepreneurial journey, or do it as a sideline while you're getting ready to transition from your job into being entrepreneurial. Market understanding. Understanding the market and finding the right audience right here can be daunting. Solution, conduct market research. I'll tell you another solution would be having a mentor or a coach, because that's going to take you forward so much faster. It's very difficult to become really successful as an entrepreneur all by yourself. And I've been at this for 19 years, and I have definitely availed myself of mentors and coaches all along the way and created a multiple 7 figures over the course of 19 years online. So dealing with failure, staying motivated, marketing and sales. There's so many ways that you can do research with ChatGPT on any topic. For example, how do I give a bordoodle a bath, right? I have 2 bordoodles, so we're going to just ask it, how do I do that? And so giving a bordoodle a border collie poodle mix, a bath can be straightforward. Here's a simple guide. Get your supplies, bathing area, water temperature, wetting the coat, applying the shampoo, rinsing, drying. But you can ask ChatGPT anything, right? And let's see if it can show me. Now we'll say, how about, and we've got our plugins, some recommendations for a gentle dog shampoo for them. So, and I didn't even spell a word right. ChatGPT doesn't care. Certainly, Tina, choosing a gentle shampoo, oatmeal-based shampoo, hyperallergenic shampoo, natural ingredient shampoo, why it's good, with aloe vera, Burt's Bees, why it's good, shampoos for curly coats, all these things. And I'm going to see if we can get some links. Let's get some links for these. Let's see what happens. And because we have our ChatGPT plugins activated, right? And so this little blinking dot, that's fairly new also, but saying that it's working. And so here's your ChatGPT. Here is our plugin for using box scripts. See the little wheel turning right there? It shows us that it's working. And if it's really long, what it's going after, it's like it's doing right now. It's doing a second one. Okay, so it gets a certain amount of information, then it starts again and gets another part of information. Now we're getting a third one. So it's really working on this. Now again, it may be going to give us 6 different links, because it talked about 6 different kinds of shampoo. So let's see, we may get 6 of these box scripts turning. We need the music from Jeopardy now playing in the background here while we count down our solutions. And let's see, we're going to go again. So there we go. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 different box script searches with our plugins. And here come the links for the actual shampoos that I asked about. You see how fast we can get there? Instead of researching on the internet for weeks or days or hours, we're doing this in just a few minutes, right? And with links to where they might be located, right? At Target, at Amazon, at Burt's Bees, and the name of the shampoo. And then here we have the Burt's Bees oatmeal shampoo. We click on this and look where we are. We're at Target, ready to order the shampoo, right? Okay. So you see, this is why so many ways to use ChatGPT. I just love it. I use it every single day. I encourage you to as well, especially, and then we can go to a new conversation. We have a blank screen. And I hope that this has given you some insights into the various ways we can use ChatGPT, why you should be using it, especially in your business, and how you can get there even faster to whatever it is you want to accomplish in your business. This is just the proverbial tip of the iceberg, because I have so many ways that I show people how to use ChatGPT. If you don't have my ChatGPT quick start guide, be sure the link is in the description underneath this video. Be sure you get that quick start guide. And if you are ready to move forward to rocket your way into understanding, really peeling back the layers for what your purpose is and what you'd like to be able to accomplish in your business, you feel like you're called to something, you're not quite sure how to do that. You really want it to be aligned with who you are at your core. And how do you get there? How do you write the copy? How do you understand how to market yourself? How do you have the strategies for it? How do you have the mindset for it? How do you use ChatGPT for all of this in a way that's going to move you forward so much faster? You're in the right place. That's exactly what I do, and I work with people. So if you'd love to explore how to do that further, just book a call with me, just DM me, reach out. Be happy to have a complimentary conversation with you and just get acquainted and see if I can help you move forward in your entrepreneurial journey. I'd love it if you comment on the ChatGPT training today, if this helped you, and what specifically are you going to use today to move forward with your business with ChatGPT. And I'll be talking to you next time about other ways, tips, and strategies for using ChatGPT to its utmost capability. Until then, this is Tina Lorenz. Thanks for being here today, and I will talk to you again soon. Hey folks, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like more of this great content, check out these videos on the page. And if you're new here, be sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And I'll talk to you again soon.